Alrighty. Here's what we got. Look at this. Yeah, exactly. All right, that's what that one looks like. This is not a lumber log. This is a live edge slab log. You can tell because of all the defects. And that's what today's video is going to be about. The difference between lumber, high-grade lumber logs and low-grade slab logs. Martha knows the difference, don't you? She does. And Chip knows the difference, but he doesn't care. Come on, Chip, let's go. Come on, Cheese Dip, let's go to the house. Chips and Cheese Dip. Yeah, he's had a rough morning. It's well past morning. It seems like it is, but the days are short. Back stops up. Log going up. Get a little bit of, where do I want it? Thinking right about there. Nope, not there. Slide this slab. Let's hope we don't hit a nail. Got a little bit of log movement on that one. Tighten the old clamp up another knot. Got 6 boards out of it, 6 live edge slabs, and do remember, live edge slabbing is not like real sawmilling. I'm violating a lot of rules. I'm trying to center the pith, but I'm including the pith. I am I'm trying to find the stress on the first cut. After that, I'm done. I'm basically through sawing, and it is live edge slabbing. There's a lot of things I don't like about live edge slabbing, but one of the things I really do like about it is almost zero waste. It's very fast to saw up a log. I mean, that was it. All I gotta do is stack them. And I guess the best thing about live edge sawing is live edge sells really well. So I'm gonna stack these up. We're done for the afternoon. Tomorrow, the next day, I'm gonna talk about selecting logs for live edge, but for now it's getting dark and Chip is up. He's wanting to go for a walk, and Martha's out there vacuuming leaves because they blow in the building and it just aggravates her to no end. Man, that's a beautiful sunset. So what's kind of odd about live edge slabs is a lot of people like defects in them, which is kind of counter to everything that we stand for as a company, which is basically producing lumber that's zero defect, zero warp, zero twist, zero everything. Now the reality is we still don't want warp, we don't want twist on live edge slabs. If it happens to happen on live edge slabs, if that happens, I'm cutting them a little bit thicker, so I've got the equipment to try to flatten them back out. But the whole defect thing kind of threw us for a loop. I mean, I've literally had customers come up and say that our live edge slabs are too clean. And how are they going to put a bow tie or do an epoxy fill unless there's some defects in it? Well, I mean, you know, as a business owner, I have to listen to the customer. So when I'm sawing live edge slabs, I am not intentionally removing all the defects, although I am still trying to do as much as I can not to get warp and twist, because that doesn't help anybody, especially since most slabs are used for tables or mantles or something, and nobody really wants a twisted table. But as far as the defects go, I've had enough people tell me they want intentional defects in slabs that I don't lose any sleep over it anymore. So as part of that, let me show you what I mean. Look at the big old cracks right here. Now we'll sell these. Poplars, this is one I really like. This is a maple slab with a big ant cavity put in it. It's perfect for epoxy fills. And what you might be surprised is the other one that was even more open with more voids sold, and this one didn't, because they wanted more cracks and stuff. Now stuff like that, yeah, that's kind of hard to sell. That one's pretty much busted wide open. That's sawn right through the pith. I mean, you do have to kind of experiment when you're sawing, and you, as a business, you do have to see what's selling and what the trends are. Here's a case in point. I don't make these, I'm buying these, but this is olive wood from the Mediterranean. Look how cracked it is. Olive wood has cracks and defects and voids in it. And that's just part of olive wood. So it's a defect, but not necessarily to the person buying it. So, I mean, big cracks, people love them. Still got to be flat, still got to have no warp. I mean, that is something you can see. If you look at our boards right here, you can still see how they're all sitting very flat, much like our lumber sits flat. So you don't want to just lose sight of what you're doing with live edge slabs, but the log that makes these live edge slabs is not the log I use to make lumber. For example, that walnut has a lot of knots and defects and whatnot in it. These poplars have knots and defects. Certainly, even this beautiful maple live edge bench, you can see all the knots and defects in it. I would never use that log for lumber because, for example, when we come over here, let's look at our maple. We want zero defect, zero knots, perfectly straight, perfectly clean. This board will not make a good live edge slab. I mean, this log that produced this board would not make a good live edge slab. It's not what it would be bought for, and it's not how I would saw it. This log was for high grade maple lumber. Same thing with the walnut. 0 knot, 0 defect. This log was bought for lumber. And then actually you can see how flat these are. You can't even see the joint between them. It's pretty cool. But I would not have used a live edge walnut log to make this board. By the same token, I would not have bought a log that was full of knots to make that lumber. So basically when you're buying logs, you kind of got to understand what you're going to be using them for, and you use a different eye when you're buying them. Let's walk out here to the log yard. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's walk over here to the walnut pile. Beautiful day. All these are rainbow poplar. These are big ones too. Rainbow poplars. And more rainbow poplar to saw up. A monster sassafras. That guy right there is probably 30 inches. I don't know if it looks like it, but these guys are huge. Some of these I bought intentionally for live edge slabs. Some of these I bought intentionally to make knot-free 0 defect lumber. Here's walnut. This guy's full of knots. And it's a crotch. You can see where this is part of a fork coming off. It's a double barrel, I'm sure. It is. There's no way I can make really high grid lumber out of that, but it will make spectacular live edge slabs. It'll have a bird feather. It'll have a feather right in the crotch. Have some kind of burl looking knot grain. That's a winner for a slab. And this guy is a 16-foot walnut log. It's pretty big. Doesn't hardly have any knots on it. It's got a little bit of sweep. This is a walnut board log, or a log for making high quality walnut boards. Same thing with this one. You can see this guy. This is going to make some beautiful lumber on it. Those guys there are really low grade. Actually, I got them a lightning struck tree off the farm. They will make beautiful live edge slabs. As a matter of fact, the next log we're about to put on a sawmill is over here, and you can see it has knots in it. But I count 1, 2, 3, 4 just right here, not even on the other side. 4 knots right here on this log. This is probably going to be really nice for a live edge slab. We're fixing to saw it up real quick. I paid bottom dollar for this log, but I'm not kidding myself. This will not make 0 defect, perfectly flat lumber. There's too many knots and stuff. The boards are going to try to twist and bow as they dry, simply because the knots change the grain orientation. And because of that, I'm not going to try to push it. I'm going to turn it in a live edge slab. I'm going to saw a little thick. I'm going to flatten it out when it's later. We're going to sell the heck out of it after I've got it dried. I paid less for this log. It's going to take more for me to clean it up after it's sawn. But live edge slab log, lumber logs. Let's put this one on the mill and see how she does.
This is where it's so important to have a good sawing mill, because these knots really try to make this span wander. You don't want that. You want it flat, smooth, good cut. Don't go too fast, don't go too slow. That's a good one there. I didn't see one. I hit the camera. Always a good sign.
Another yellow jacket, always a yellow jacket. You start sawing a log in the south in the fall,
you're going to attract yellow jackets. I need to figure out where they're coming from. I'm tired of them. This is the kind of figure I'm trying to get on my live edge slabs. I'm just above the pith right here. I'll take one there and I'll take those boards out if they crack. So, but look at the figure. It's gorgeous. And there's some knots and stuff. And look at the figure, it looks good. You can see all the variations. Certainly you can see where the knots come out. And the main thing is the knots are closed knots. It means that they're not popping out. So this is a beautiful live edge slab. Let's finish it up. There's that E flat note, sawing at the right speed. I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera. Hope it is. Do another one. And we'll peel it off and see what it looks like. I don't know if you can hear it, but that's a pretty sound. Just these guys here. Having to slow down with these knots. You're really just trying to go fast enough not to get scatter on the band. Last cut. Getting a little bit of sawdust buildup here, starting to slow down, just getting so thick. But I'm not washboarding, which is good. The one through the pith, I'll edge it off. Actually on these, I'm gonna let them dry and just see how bad they start to crack. If they get out of control, I'll break them apart. I'll edge them like I did on that cherry video a few videos ago. If not, I'm gonna plane them up and sell them. We'll just see. Anyway. Let me stack these up and I'll show you what we got. Alrighty, here's what we got. Look at this. These are the knots. Remember that one that comes off to the side? I mean, I could not make good lumber out of these logs. And there's another yellow jacket, but look at this. I mean, isn't that just gorgeous? And even right here, remember this one was pith centered. Starting to break out just a tad right there. But if that doesn't get much worse, then that will not be a problem for an epoxy fill. Now, walnut's not quite as bad as cherry. Guess we'll have to find out. But again, you can see you'd fill that with a black epoxy. You've still got that beautiful figure right there. And you've got the same issue right here, knot. Big knot. Open spot, open knot, a little bit of rot. And then you've got this right here, gorgeous wood. You can see right here where I was having to slow down just a little too much. I'm starting to get some ripples. I was doing good here, slowed down for some reason. Got right below critical speed. Saw that the rooster tail wasn't coming out straight. Watched my video on rooster tails and sawing straight. Sped back up and then they went away. I guess that's the other thing I should mention when you're sawing live edge slabs is your speed control is paramount with all the knots and
changes in grain, orientation, and hardness, your band is really going to want to wander. So you need to be sawing fast enough to not get washboard or ripples, but you need to be going slow enough where you're not creating waves. And as I mentioned, I did a whole video or 3 on that, and probably the best one is how to look at the rooster tail, tell when you're going too fast or too slow. And then from there you'll know how to correct real time while you're in the log, like I was doing these. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please subscribe, like, and comment if you don't mind. That means a lot. And if you would do that, I'll keep making videos. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.